Hi everyone, welcome back to Canadian Finance Journey. My name is Bobby and today's video is my setup of my 2026 budget binder. So if you have not seen my 2025 budget binder setup, I will have a link down in my description of last year's video for setting up this binder. This is my 2025 binder and I love it, you guys. It's been very well used. And I'll show you how I'm gonna get my 2026 binder set up. So if you're interested, keep watching. So I have to first show you what I have purchased for this. I did order a cover from Etsy, and this was, I'll have her shop linked down below of who I ordered this from last year. However, this year I decided to go with a different Etsy creator, and she is a Canadian creator. And I'll show you guys what I got here. It's from Everpage. Here's her information. And this is what I have ordered. That's gorgeous. So that's her information. And this is the cover that I ordered. So I ordered, it has 4 different sides. So I get to choose which side I want as my cover. Oh my goodness, they're all so pretty. And then you can turn it around and then you can have your top and bottom if you want. Oh, what do I go with? I'll keep this one. I think I'll keep this one as the top, this one as the bottom. Yeah, for now. And we will see how it turns out. So this is going to be my cover for my 2026 budget binder. So that's a start. I'll just put my 2025 aside for now, but I'll reference it. Okay. So like I said, if you have not watched my 2025 budget setup, it will be very similar, but I'll show you a little bit more in details. I did purchase these pages. These are classic Happy Planner size pages. They're just white printer paper pages. I'll have a link down below in my description box from where I ordered that on Amazon. I just use that. I put it in my printer and then I print it. It comes out. I turn it around, print it the opposite way, and I use, that's how I usually print my pages. So I have here my pages. I'm just going to set up, oops. I did order some little Happy Planner discs as well to match my binder. There you go. So here they are. I ordered the blue or the teal to go with my, almost like a summer theme, right? So let's set up my cover. And there you go. This is how it looks like. And then we'll open it up. This is just so pretty. I love that they're all different. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up and then I'm ready to put my pages in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my 2025 binder here. And I had ordered some tabs last year. Just Happy Planner, classic Happy Planner, just a plastic with the tabs of the months on it. So I can like Frankenplan one of my planners. I just found it really wasteful if I bought a Happy Planner and then take out all the pages and put my own pages in there. So that's why I decided to do more of a make it my own in a sense. So I have my top piece, and then I have these like dividers. So I'll take these first 6 months here. I'll put them in here. So these dividers I did purchase last year for my binder, and I'm just going to reuse them because they are plastic, so I can reuse them. The only thing is that I'm not going to use, we're in mid-November right now, so I'm going to take out July here, August, September, and October. I'll leave November and December in this one for now, just because I'm not done. We're not done 2025 just yet. So we'll leave that in there. And I'll come back and add it to this binder once I'm into 2026. There you go. So now I have all my tabs, except the last 2 months of the year, in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I printed for this. This is a bills tracker. It's a freebie from the Budget Mom. And she does have a website. It's thebudgetmom.com. And I printed 2 because I have, sometimes I do have some bills that I revisit in the middle of the year, and I want to modify it. And when I do that, then I redo a bills tracker. So I'll show you how I set that up in a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to put these 2 bills tracker right at the beginning. And like I said, these are freebies from the Budget Mom. And then I have, I kind of divided them by months here. I have the Paycheck Budget Tracker, or the Budget by Paycheck Workbook from the Budget Mom. And this is something that you purchase on her website. It is reusable. This is the digital version. So I have the calendar. This is how I start my month. Always start with a calendar, then I can write out what's going on in that month. And then I have Paycheck Budget Tracker, where I budget my paychecks, and I have 5 of those. My husband is paid weekly. I'm paid bi-weekly, so we do use all of them. And then I have some expense tracker, and I think I printed out 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I did print out 4 of them, just so I have some better safe than sorry. And then my last page I have here is the monthly net worth tracker, and then where did my money go. So this is exactly the setup I had last year, and I loved it. It was really effective. It really was working for us, so I'm gonna keep it like that for now. And this is just a quote that I got, like free quotes that I got on Google. So I just thought to put some kind of motivation. So start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. That's a good motivator to start 2026 fresh. Do what you can, start somewhere, right? Okay, so that's January all set up. And I went too fast. Whoops. I went too fast because I put it in the back of my January tab. So this is January. Okay, Now we got it. Perfect. So that's January. Now I have February tab. These are February pages. So the exact same thing, my budget paycheck trackers, my expense trackers, and then where did my money go, and then a net worth tracker. Exactly the same for every month. So this one says the best way to predict the future is to create it. Abraham Lincoln. And I wanted to see, like, because this is a clear dashboard, you can see the top sheet of the next month by looking through it. So that's pretty cool. So that's February, all done. Now we got March. So same thing, I have all the same pages here. And investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. Ain't that true? Practice makes perfect. So April. Again, same pages. Learning is not attained by chance. And yep, you gotta learn to budget, practice, readjust. If it doesn't work, readjust and go on. May. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Ain't that true? So this, if this is your first time budgeting, you got to start somewhere, right? And we all started at the base of zero. Most of us don't have much knowledge from school. So you have to practice and get better at it yourself, learn from mistakes, and then modify your method and move on. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So like I said, these quotes or these motivation quotes, I got just on Google. I'll try to find the link to it and I'll have it linked down below if you are interested. And like I said, these pages, there's a video on YouTube of a lady that explains how she decreases a regular size page to make it fit to a Happy Planner classic size. And I'll have her link down below as well. Very useful. I followed the exact same steps as she does in the video, and it worked perfectly for me and the printer that I do have at home. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Amen. Nope, June. Okay, so that's July. And all her pages all have the months at the top, so you really know which month you're in. So there's July, so now we're starting August. All things good to know are difficult to learn. And I feel like budgeting is one of those. You have to start somewhere, and it really is a trial and error kind of scenario. What works for me might not work for everybody. It might give you ideas on where to start if you are new or if you're trying to modify your way of doing it. And that's kind of nice. And that's why I love watching other people like budget their paycheck or how they save money. It gives me ideas. Sometimes it makes me like rethink my system. And that's kind of nice because if there's something that isn't working in my system, then maybe I can find some ideas in other people that is showing their system. And I really appreciate people doing that. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. So that's September. Am I too fast? Okay, where did I go? Where did I go wrong? August. Okay. I just put it too fast here. September. And that's the nice thing about having the Happy Planner pages is that you can just kind of take them out, put them back in. They're pretty easy. This is a very, fortunately, that's the best paper I could find for this size. The first year I did budgeting, I actually did a classic size as well, but I print it all on regular size paper at like 80% to shrink it. And then after that, I cut every single page by with a cutter. But still, it was like a lot of work. So the second year, I just did a big size Happy Planner, and I was just like, I felt like it was too big for my personal liking. I like to bring my budget wherever I go. If I'm on the kitchen, if I'm on the couch, if I'm in my bedroom, like I like to move it around. So I felt like it was just, I did it again. It was just something that it was too big in the regular size. So that's why this year or last year, I actually got these. I found these papers on Amazon. That is the perfect size for the Happy Planner pages. I just hole punched them. So I print them out individually, print the whole thing out, and then I might as well show you. I do have this ARC Staples hole punch. It is a bit dusty. But yeah, I use that because you can punch so many other, like so many more papers. So you put your paper in there and then you just press this. It's so easy. I love it. And then it locks, so then it's not a nuisance. So I love that one. Happy Planner also has these little ones. This is like an actual classic Happy Planner punch. And you can use these ones, but you can only do like 3 pages at a time. So they're pretty annoying for that sense, especially when you're doing like a whole bunch of paper like this. I just use the other one and makes it so much easier. Takes a lot less time, but this one also works. So yeah, I print out all my paper, and then after that I go through all the paper, make sure they're on the right side. So you have to make sure that you're going to hole punch on the side that has the most margin on the sides here, so you can actually use it properly. So I go through all the pages to make sure they're on the right side. And then after that, I start hole punching. So November, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So yeah, that's kind of how I printed out this one. When you purchase the Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom, it gives you a double-sided version and then it gives you a single-sided version, or at least it did when I purchased mine. So sometimes I do use the double, which most of the time when I print this, I use the double-sided version, but sometimes I think it's like the Budget by Paycheck. When you're trying to print out one side, like this one, you have to go on the single-sided one. One of them anyways. So I use both of them just to print out this stuff. Don't just fly, soar. Walt Disney. So I had to finish off. This is December. Had to finish off with a little bit of Disney. So this is in general. It's a little tight right now because the rings are brand new. The pages are all new and aren't used to each other yet. But yeah, as much, I do use it very, very often, almost every day, because I check on my expenses pretty much daily. So it gets used quite easily. So that's how thick it is. So it works really well with a regular size rings. But look how pretty. And then on the back. That's going to be quite the refresher over this one. Even though this one's really pretty too. But yeah, very cute. Love the colors. Okay, so what I'm going to go into right now is we're going to set it up a little bit. And then that way you can see how I use it as well. So first of all, I always have this bill tracker, and I'm going to show you in comparison with the one from this year. And like I said, this one also has 2 because I started my year with with these bills. And then I changed my car insurance to a yearly bill, and then I changed a few things. What did I change? This looks pretty okay. Some of these numbers changed as well. So, because I did actually look at trying to decrease some of them. So I called other providers and stuff like that to try to decrease it. So I landed with this one. So I do have a line here. This is my monthly bills. This is my yearly bills. So what I do is I put all my monthly bills up here. If it's auto pay, how much it is, the due date. And then every month I go through and I check mark it. So in January, which if I just use her card here. So January, I had 2 mortgage payments, but sometimes there's a third week. So I kept this one, but I crossed it off so I know I don't have that mortgage payment that month. So I did have 2, and then I didn't have daycare for that one because they are off for the first week of January. And then I have daycare every week. I have to pay that. Phone is once a month, Kudo once a month, internet, electricity, and YouTube. So those are my monthly bills. And then I get into my yearly bills here. So I have the month that they're due, have the amount, and then what I do is I do a little box and I cross off everything else because I don't have to pay it any other months but this one box. So it really makes me focus on whatever is due that month. So when I go cross off and I'm double checking it, I'm like going through and I'm like, okay, what am I missing? Like right now we're mid-November, so what am I missing here? You can see it clearly. My second mortgage is not passed yet, so that will be this week. And then my last daycare, I have daycare 4, so week 4 is due next week as well. I don't have a week 5 this month. And then I have YouTube that I have to move money around. That's already passed on my credit card, but it's here. And then I don't have any yearly bills. And that's how I like to see it. I like to see it visually. Okay, do I have any other bills coming out this month? December, you can see I have 2 mortgage payments, 1, 2, 3, 4 daycare, phones, Kudo, internet, electricity, YouTube, and then I don't have any yearly bills either. So when I start next year, I see January has 2, February has 2, March has 2, April has none, May has 1, June has 1, July has 4, and then August and September has 1 each. So it gives me a clear visual of what's going on in my bills. So I'm going to quickly go over and write those down. So let's go through it. I'll need a calendar. Okay, so I always keep it kind of in order of importance in a sense, maybe like by date as well. That's kind of how I do it monthly. So let's start with our mortgage since that's Wednesday. We pay that on Wednesday. So I'm going to do Wednesday 3 times. And then I'll do mortgage 1, mortgage 2, mortgage 3. And that one, it says auto pay, and those ones are auto pays. So yes, yes, and yes. And I'm gonna show you a little bit of my bills binder. So this is my bills binder. I do not cash stuff my bills money. What I do is I track it and I put it in a savings account. So I have them with tabs here with all my bills. So all these bills here are all over here. So I have my mortgage and I have my amount, how much it is. So I am on a variable rate at this moment. So it has been going down since the interest rate has been going down. So right now my mortgage payment is $560. So I'm going to write that down. and I do pay that bi-weekly. So that is that one. When I budget my paycheck, what I do is I budget for my next, like my mortgage. I'm paid on Tuesday and I get my mortgage payment the next Wednesday. So what I do is I take out $575 from where my money is deposited, and I transfer it to a bills savings account. So that's where that goes, and then I track it on these sheets so I know exactly how much I have in that account, like dedicated for this bill specifically. And then my next bill is daycare. So daycare is $160 a week. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Friday, so 5 times, because sometimes there is 5 weeks in a month, and I'll put daycare 1. So daycare 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those are weekly. So I'll do this, go weekly, and I'll do this there you go. Okay, so those are not auto payments, so I'm gonna do no. Those ones I e-transfer the daycare, this money, and it is $160 a week. And again, this will change in September, since I have my oldest is gonna start going to school, so I'm only gonna have one kid in daycare and the other one in after school, so that's gonna modify this payment. But for now, that is what 2026 will start with. Our next pay and our next bill, I'm gonna switch them out here, because here I did phones is on the 13th, Kudo is on the 1st, internet's on the 2nd, electricity's on the 15th, and YouTube is on the 15th. Let me see here. Yeah, so I have internet. So I'm gonna do Kudo Plus. So Kudo Plus has it's one bill for Disney, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Telus TV. So all of those, instead of having to pay them individually, I pay one price and I pay it for all 4 of them. And it's $15 a month, which is a lot cheaper than it was when I was paying them separately. So that is on the 1st, usually. The 2nd is internet. And internet is auto deposited as well. And that one, let me double check here, because I did swap these out as well. My internet's up here. I'm gonna put $100. I swapped it not that long ago, so I'm not exactly sure what my bill is, but I'll put that. So that takes care of this one, this one. Now I'll put 13 for phones. So these are cell phones. These are not auto deposited or auto payment. And they are, that one also just swapped. I'll put 150 on there. There. So that's for me and my husband. We both have cell phones and they're both not paid off. So we have a bit of a bill on top of our bill to pay for the phones. So that's that. And then we have the electricity. and then YouTube, because I do pay for YouTube Premium. My electricity is not auto payment, and YouTube is so. And I'll double check. Yes, it is electricity. Yeah, so $330, and YouTube is $30. Okay. Sorry, I kind of write in a slope. So that takes care of all my monthly bills. So I'm going to do a line through this. So now we're starting our annual bills. So I do have January twice. Chima, that is my association for work. Home insurance. In February, we have our water bill. So I could pay this monthly, but I prefer having less monthly payments and more yearly payments, so then I only have to think about it once. Instead of having every month having to send out money for water payments, I do it once and I'm done for the whole year. I like it that way. February here, it's Costco. This is the Costco membership. March, I have the Google storage for pictures. March, I have vehicle registration. So I'm gonna do Chima, I have to pay that, so it's not auto payment. Home insurance is also me. Water is also me. Costco is auto payment. Google storage is also auto payment. And then vehicle registration is not. I put $375 last year for Chima. I'm gonna leave it blank for now because that changes. Our home insurance. So what I do is I have my monthly bills on the first 6 tabs here. And then I have my yearly bills on the last 6 tabs. So my water bill is here, and that is, see, our 2025 bill was $735, and it's been going up every year a little bit. So for water, I'm gonna go with 800 is how much I need for next year. I don't know what the actual amount is. I should have probably left it blank, but that's what I'm gonna budget for. Home insurance, it was $1785 last year. The year before was $2160, so I called a few other places and I got a better discount. So I'm gonna, actually, I probably should leave it blank too. Anyways, so that's my home insurance. My property taxes last year were $29.80. The year before that, $2,700. So let's see, Costco. I think that I just changed this one, so that's 120 is the new one. Google storage, 45. I'll put 375. Let me put what I paid this year and then we'll modify it later. Let's put 1,800. Okay. Vehicle registration, so that's not automatic. So I pay $91 for the car and then $123 for the SUV. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna round up to 100 for the car and then 125 for the SUV because I have 2 vehicles. May has our property taxes. And that's not auto payment. It was $29.80. So let's put 3,000 just for numbers right now. Probably gonna go up more than that. So June has one, and it's mom permanent life insurance. So for myself, so $375 for that one. Yearly bill, July has mom term life insurance. That's also not auto payment, and that one is $580. That's July. July again, I have my car insurance. It's not auto payment. July, and is it August? Yeah, August. Oh, so dad perm life insurance. So we have the exact same like life insurance. Dad term life insurance, and then vehicle registration, inspection. My goodness. Okay. Inspection. And these are all no, no, and no. Car insurance. Property taxes, the car insurance back here. It was $17.20 last year, so let's just go with $17.50. Dad perm life insurance $748, so I'm gonna do $750. Dad perm $782, so let's do $785. $55 for inspection. However, it is every 2 years, so I did it this year. So now I'm not gonna actually need one for this year. 2 years. So I'm okay in this year. Good. Okay. So now this is where I actually go through. So these are all my bills. Now I go through the monthlies. So I go through and I check my calendar. How many Wednesdays do I get? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, when am I due for payment? Okay, so let's see. So I'm gonna get, that's 1, 2, 1, 2, March, April. April is my first month that has the 3 mortgage payment. So April. So I'm gonna cross off January, February, March, because April is my first one that has the 3 payments. And let's see which the other one. And September. So May, June, July, August, September, and then there's only 2 weeks, 2 months that has that 3rd week. Daycare. So daycare, I just look at, I have to pay on Fridays. So I see that January has 5 Fridays, so that one has one. And then February, March doesn't. April does. 5, no, it doesn't. Lying. Fridays. Oh, May has one. Okay, June, July has, why is it Friday? 5, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 5 in July. So May, June, July has one. And October. July, August, September, October, November, December. There you go. Everything else is monthly, so we're fine. And this part, I have Chima is on January. So I just kind of create a little box. I create a little box for this one. February, got 2. March has 2. April. This is May. June. Okay, so this is June. So July, double check. July goes all the way down here. July has a hefty month. That's where I did almost all my changes because I was like, okay, I need to figure something out. There you go. So I do my little boxes and I will get my highlighter. Maybe I'll use blue. Have a nice blue. And I'll just highlight those boxes. There you go. And then I'll just cross off everything else. There you go. And that kind of gives me a representation of my bills throughout the whole year. Pretty simple. So there you go. So that's my first tracker that I have in my budget binder. And then after that, I go into my monthly spread. And this is where I start making it look pretty. Or more like an actual binder budget thing. So I'll start with, I always start with Mondays. I like to get my weekend, like Saturday and Sunday here, and then for, like this one has like the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all in one. I like doing that. Tuesday. There you go. And then I'll start this one is 2. go. And I do have some stickers that I will go through and add some stickers to it. So I do have a little bit of everything, just a bit of all kinds of different looks. And then I do have a budget one here, and then I have a bright retro budget. And I do like adding these ones to my budget binder, or budget book for sure. So I like there's quotes, weekly habit trackers, no spend, bills. And then I have these ones that tell me like if you have specific bills. Payday. I do like using these ones. So let's see when my paydays are gonna be. So I'm gonna check here. So 9/23. So mine is on Tuesdays. I'll skip this one, so then I'll have one on the 6th. Let's use this little piggy bank. And then I skip it a week, and then I'll go into this one. There's my 2 paydays. And honestly, I could get another one to have it. Maybe I'll use these ones. Let's see what they have in this one. Account balance, payday. Let's use these ones for my husband's paydays. Maybe a rainbow of colors. So he gets paid on Thursdays. There you go. That's a start. And then I add a few bills, like my monthly bills. Let's use these ones. So for this, I look at my bills tracker. And I'll check, like this is Wi-Fi. Okay, let's do electricity. Let's do on the 15. Internet is due on the 2nd. My mortgage payments are on Wednesdays after my paycheck. So I'll put a little house here. And here. So those are those. There's a phone here, so that will be my phones on the 13th. And then I have subscriptions. So I'll do Kudo Plus and YouTube. I'll do Kudo Plus since it's a TV. It's a per subscriber. I'll put it on the 1st. And then let's use these little hearts to show daycare for the kids. And that's every Friday. So I have mortgage, I have daycare, I have subscriptions, internet, phone, electricity. Okay, so that takes care of all my monthly things. So every month kind of looks like this. Okay, so then that's kind of how I start my month. But then I'll go into my budget by paycheck tracker, and I'll start doing my budget, and then I'll do for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5, since my husband has a weekly pay. Depends on how many weeks there is in a month. And then I'll track my expenses. So I'll track my checking account. I do have 2 credit cards that at this moment are at 0. And then I'll track those 2. I actually should get like a debt tracker in here. I'll add that next time to like my up here to track my line of credit. And that is how my budget binder will work for 2026. There you go. So this is 2026, and I will definitely be using this still. What I'm gonna do, because I moved my bills around a little bit, I'm gonna keep it like mortgage will be my first, daycare will be my second, and then I'll get internet, phones, electricity, and subscriptions, so that's good. But up here, I'll probably change it to, because water is the first one. Like what I add here in my bills in the back here is my annual bills that are like bigger. The other ones all go under like subscriptions. Like my Chima membership, that is a membership for work. So it's subscription and memberships. So it goes under here. So I'll have to add home insurance and swap this out. So let me do that right now. Home insurance will go here. I'll take this one out. And then I'll add that here. There's my water. Just because my home insurance comes first. Home insurance is in January. My water bill is in February. So I usually like to work on, when I budget, I do a line in my budget. So I budget all my monthly bills, and then I do a line in my bills spot where I have yearly bills, so annual bills, and that's one line in my budget item. And what I do is I actually budget $430 per like my paychecks, and that is what covers all the yearly bills. So what I do is I actually put the $430 into the first envelope where it has the bill coming up next. So it was water, but I put $430 until it was full. I fully funded it at $800, and it's already fully funded for 2026. Home insurance is where I'm working on right now, and that's at $1,800, and I'm going to, am I actually going to 18? Yeah, I am. Okay, so that one's done. So home insurance is fully funded. Water is fully funded. Costco is under subscription. Google storage is under subscriptions. Vehicle registration under subscriptions. My property taxes, so that's my next one. So this will be a $3,000 goal. So I'm gonna write it down, 3,000 goal. This was 800 goal. And then my home insurance is 1,800 goal. So good, fully funded. My water is fully funded. My property taxes are due in May. So I need $3,000 and I have $1,125. So this is the one I'm actually working on at this moment. So I'm gonna, every paycheck I'm getting, I'm putting $430 in here. Our next one is my life insurance. And what I do is I bulk up, like I take the two, the permanent and the term, put them all in one. So this is one tracker for both bills. So those were paid in June and July. And then I have dad life insurance, same thing. I have a perm and a term for him, and I bulk them up in this one envelope, or this one tracker. So that is that one. And then I have the car insurance. And see, I swapped up. I'll keep it like this though. I like that. I'll swap up my car insurance. Anyways, car insurance, 1717. So I put 1750 as my goal. So I'll put it here. 1750 goal. There you go. This one is at 1468. So 1470 goal. And then this one is 8, 9. Let's do $1,000 goal. There you go. Okay. So that one's done. Done. So that's my home insurance is already fully funded, and then my water is done. Already fully funded for what I had budgeted. So now we're working on property taxes. Great. Okay, so that's my bills binder. So I always keep an erasable pen with this because when I budget, I don't budget the right way the first time. Let's just put it at that. So I like an erasable pen for that. So there you go. I'll be using this as my budget binder. I have my bills binder here, And that is it, you guys. So here's my old one. Here's my new one. So let me know, which one do you like better? So I hope you guys enjoyed my budget binder setup video. It is pretty extensive on how I set it up, but technically I'm really all set up for January right now. I have it all planned out. I just need to, like, when I know what kind of paycheck I get, then I go in January. And then I'll go and budget, but I'll look at what my bills are and when my bills are, and then I'll look at this and then I'll be able to budget from there. So that is how I do it. So it's a good start anyways. I do have some budget with me videos on my channel if you're interested in watching those. I explain how I budget, and that is it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.